welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy, and today I want to share a new journal with you. I don't think I've ever shared any of my journals here on the channel. I've often shared my planner, but I typically keep a journal and I have several going at a time usually, but today I really feel like I wanted to share this one with you. I'm trying to lean in more to my channel name, which is Tracy Has a Plan, which is really to be planner and stationery driven. So I'm going to lean a little bit more into that this year. So I wanted to show you a couple of items I picked up while I was on vacation with my family. That vlog should already be up on the channel. It is where my family and I went to Florence, Italy to visit my niece who is studying abroad there. She is studying to be an architect, and her semester abroad was in Italy. She has done so much travel, which I'm so excited for her, so proud of her. So yeah, we went to visit her for the week of Thanksgiving. Before I get into this, I want to kind of talk to you about what a travel journal is. Did I say that's what this is? This is going to be my travel journal. First of all, I don't travel that much up until now. I plan on changing that. I had already planned on changing that this year anyway, but then my family really called my bluff. Like, did you mean it? Here, let's go. And so I knew towards the beginning of this year that I wanted a travel journal because I do plan on taking a few trips in 2025. And so I was kind of trying to figure out how I wanted to do it. There are so many different great YouTube videos here about travel journals, and they're done all sorts of ways. But I have a ton of journals, like I just mentioned. I have so many journals already in my home, but none of those felt quite right. I was going to take one of my personal planners, and it's a ring bound planner. I was going to take one of those, order some inserts, and turn that into a travel journal, but that just didn't feel quite right. So basically what a travel journal is that you could take a notebook, a 3-ring binder, anything, and it's just you documenting all the little trips you take, whether they're domestic to your country or whether you do travel outside of the country. You can do one for one and another for the other. So you could have one domestic journal and you could have one international journal. That's just up to you. And it's just where you can use different ephemera, photos, your words, whatever you want to do with your travel journal. It's just a way for you to document your explorations. You can also do it daily, or you can kind of clump different things together. Like if you're going to go and you're traveling and you're going to do let's say kayaking or horseback riding, outside sports, you can just have all of those clumped together. Or you can treat it like a daily diary where you literally go in every day and sit down and kind of journal out what you do. Now, I mentioned you can add ephemera. That was like number one on my mind when I just knew that we were going to take this trip. I was like, I've got to keep all of my ephemera. So I did make a little crinkly noise. I did keep every single thing that I gathered in this little bag throughout my trip. Here, I even have a restaurant we went to, and they had candies sitting at the register, and I have this little little candy wrappers that I can use in my journal. I kept every single boarding pass that we use. I was so surprised that we had paper boarding passes, but we did. So I kept all of that. I kept napkins from different restaurants we went to. So this is where we had our gelatos, which was so delicious. My niece said she had tried several gelatos and this was just her favorite one, so we all went there and it was so good. I kept literally every single receipt that I used, that I got from every single thing that I did. I kept every receipt in case I wanted to cut out the address and write something specific about that place. I kept the little, oh yeah, I do want to show you this. Most restaurants we went to had paper placemats, and so the very first night we were there, we went to this Penta Bistro, and they didn't give us placemats, but as I was leaving the restaurant, I saw them stacked up, and I asked the guy, I was like, is it okay if I take this? He was like, yeah, sure. Tag us on Instagram. So I'm not on Instagram anymore, so I didn't do that, but I did keep this placemat from Penta Bistro. We went to another restaurant. I did not enjoy the food at all. As a matter of fact, I sent it back, but they came, and when they set us down, they had this plain kind of yellowish gold with speckles in it placemat, and immediately I was like, I don't want to get my placemat dirty, because I know this will be a great item to use in my travel journal as well. So yeah, when you are traveling, kind of think about all these little things that you can make your travel journal much more enjoyable for you. As you can see, I have a bag filled with ephemera. I won't even use all of this, so once I finish all of my travel journal pages, I can decide what I want to keep, and then I can go ahead and throw some other things away. But I wanted to kind of jog your creativity and things that you can grab when you are abroad, when you are traveling, so that you can have some great items for your travel journal. I did pick up a pack of papers and things like that, craft papers from Amazon. I have already done a little travel journal, so you can see I picked up this pack that was all Italy. I didn't go to any other cities other than Florence. Are they cities? I think Florence is in Tuscany. So then you have, what are those called? Is that what they call cities? You can tell your girl don't travel. But anyway, we only went to Florence. Like I said, we were there for a very specific person, which was to see my niece. So there were no Florence specific packs, excuse me, packs on Amazon. And I also didn't have the want to go around trying to Hobby Lobby with Michael's to try to find something. I was just like, let me do the quickest, easiest thing, and that was just to pick this up. And as you can see, I've used some of it. I thought this sheet was great, and I can use this for multiple other journals that I have. And then we have these 2 pages that I didn't use, and I did completely finish 2 whole pages in the pack. I have just like little bitty pieces of it left. And there is also another page that was just a bunch of blocks items. Let me show you. I cut it all up. So there was another page that had like Duomo, David, Italy, and it had a bunch of other scenes that I cut all up, and I could use these in one of my journals as well. As a matter of fact, I do plan on using these items in another journal, and I'll show you that now. So this is my 50 journal. So I created this journal the week I turned 50 years old, which was in May of 2024, and I just knew turning 50 was going to change my life. I don't know how I knew it, but I knew something very special was happening in my life for that birthday. So I created this 50 journal, and I do have some things in here already that are sensitive. I'm not going to share, and I do have some other pages that I'm going to be using in here. But I just wanted to give you a little bit quick overview of this. I used the sticker book from Wrong. I think it's Tea Time or Party or something like that. And I just created this great little journal of this is my actual birthday party, and everything else I've written here I don't want to share, but I created this journal. And so I do have some pages back here. I have our little sticky note that say Italy, 6 pages. I know I'm going to create at least 6 pages about Italy, because after all, it did happen in my 50th year. And I'm pretty sure this journal will go into 51 and maybe 52, but this is where it is now. I just wanted to add in this journal my feelings about being with my family, my feelings about being in Italy, and just how much it all meant to me. Whether my travel journal is going to be about the actual destination and the place. Does that make sense to you? Where this is going to be, I'm going to say how much I loved being with my family, how important they mean to me. I will write a little bit about each person and a little experience I had with them. Like my nephew Jalen, while we were traveling, Kendrick Lamar dropped his GNX. I think it's a mixtape. I don't think it's an album. I think it's a mixtape. He dropped GNX. And we were in the Chicago airport about to go to Madrid for our connecting flight. And he goes, Auntie, Kendrick Lamar just dropped an album. I was like, what? And I was like, I'm too hungry right now. I have to get something to eat, but I will be back. And so during the trip, we talked so much about the beef with Kendrick and Drake. And I just love spending so much time with my nephew. He is just one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. And I got closer to all 4 of my nieces and nephews while we were there. And I got so much closer to my sister-in-law, Kim. So I just kind of want to have about 6 pages to create some love letters to them. And so these little die cuts here are from a pack that I got on Amazon, because your girl just ain't got the energy to go nowhere else. And there was just a pack of die cuts that were about Italy once again, not specifically Florence. So I pulled out some things that, gave me the feeling of Florence. We had some delicious pizzas. There are Vespas everywhere. I had some amazing wine. Yeah, we just really had such a great time. Here is the Italian flag. And so this is just a little die cut. I will link this in the description box below, so in case you want to look. They have some other great die cut packs as well. I have some photos here that you will all see in my travel journal. I promise we're gonna get to the travel journal. I just want to help jog your creativity when it comes to journaling, because it has sustained me so much over the last several years. But I have these photos that we took and that I just printed out and that I'm going to stick in here. I have some more photos. This is my niece Ryla. She's 13. I have some more photos of my family that I didn't put in the vlog and that I don't want to share here. So I'll print those out. And I've been using this Kodak Zinc to print those items out. I don't know if I will actually suggest this, because I feel like I could get better quality photos from a printer. I don't have a printer in my home currently, and so that's something I've been researching, like what's the best printer to use, not just for everyday tasks but also for photo quality. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know, because I am in the market for 2025 to add a printer to my office. But in the meantime, this works. Or another thing that I did specifically in this journal here at the front is, isn't that such a great photo? This I got printed at CVS. So you can use your phone to send your photos to CVS and then they will print them for you. So that's an option if you don't like the way these came out. For right now, they're fine, but as I grow in journaling and grow in traveling, I'm definitely going to want something that's better than this. But anyway, I also have in here a couple of things that I don't know if I'll put these in here or not, but this one meant something to me specifically because it says, now is the perfect time to say yes to opportunity. And when my sister-in-law called me to ask me to go to Italy, my initial response was, girl, she was talking about going like in 4 weeks, guys. And I was like, girl, what are you talking about? What money, what PTO, what suitcase, what packing, like, girl, what? And so fortunately your girl came to her senses. And so I don't know if I want to use this for this journal or if I'm going to put this in my planner, because I almost missed out on an opportunity. And I also may use this because going on that trip really renewed. I'm not gonna cry. it really renewed something amazing inside of me. It just really awoke in me. I can't describe it into words. It's an incredible feeling I've had. Honestly, I've had this feeling since I moved back home. It was almost as if as soon as I moved back to Memphis, something magnetic and magnificent and magical happened inside of me. And so this trip just magnified that to me 100 times over. And so I think I am probably going to use that in here because this is the 50 journal. As well as this little doll from Gold Mine and Cocoa. This is an older one. This is Eva. I felt like she went really well with the die cuts that I have here. So I'm going to figure out a way to incorporate all that. Unfortunately, I won't share that when this is done, but it's going to be fun and it's going to be beautiful and perfect for me. So now let's actually get into the journal. When we were in the market shopping, it was just my sister-in-law that day out, and the kids were in the Airbnb, and we actually went out to go get coffee, but the restaurant the credit card machine wasn't working, and which turned out to be a huge blessing for us because we probably wouldn't have explored the way we did had we sat there and had coffee. And it just turned out to be a really beautiful day with the two of us just reconnecting, you know, our love for one another, which the whole trip was. And so it was just a beautiful time. And so in this market, while we were buying scarves, like they had the most gorgeous silk and cashmere scarves, and we were buying ourselves a couple. We were buying Christmas presents. There are also these really incredible leather stands. My sister was able to get a new handbag. We were just having such a magical time. And while we were buying scarves, I look over and I see a stationery stand, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I went right over and I saw a pink journal sitting there, and it was literally the only one. It was so many other colors, but there was one pink journal, and I was like, do you mind putting this back there? I'm buying scarves right now, I'll be right back. And he was like, sure, no problem. And so when I went back over, I noticed that they just had so much stationery, and this is just I love writing letters, you guys. I have really gotten back into writing letters to the people I love and care about, and just letting them know that I was thinking of you. And not just a card. I do send cards, but I also send a handwritten letter. So they had this little stationery pack there. They had some that had full letter size sheets, but also these little cards. And can you just stand how gorgeous this envelope is? Look how beautiful this envelope is. I am probably going to take one of these envelopes and open it all the way and use it in some of my journaling in the future. But this is one of the things that I picked up for myself. I didn't give myself much. I did get Christmas presents for a few people because Italy was Christmas, okay? Baby, it was Christmas. So I did pick up just a few things, and this is one of them because after all, I am just a stationery lover at heart. So I wanted to share this with you. Now, this journal is very much a writing journal. This is not necessarily what I've done to it. As I grow in this journal, I'm probably going to have to tear pages out to make it kind of work. But in the meantime, I am so in love with this beautiful journal. It is leather, and it's pink, and we have the little fleur-de-lis design here. I hope you can see that okay. And what I really love about the raw edges in this journal. I just think that is so, I don't have a journal like this at all with these kind of raw edges. I also don't have a journal that this is this hard of a square corner. It says here, made in Italy. And as you can see, there are a ton of pages in here, and I do mean a ton of pages. That's why I think this would be perfect as an actual diary. I think that's what the Europeans called what we call planners here in the States. This would be the perfect diary. But when I saw it, I knew immediately that I wanted to use this as a travel journal. So I haven't set up the introductory page, the index page, the wish list page. I haven't done any of the, or even my name page. I haven't done any of that yet. I'm not going to rush that. I'm going to give myself time to create exactly what I want. I did order a box from Gold Mine and Cocoa, their Wanderlust box, and I will share that with you once I get it in the mail. And I'm going to use some of those pieces in here. But this is just what it looks like when you open it. And I didn't want a journal that had just like stark white paper. So I do love that this paper is a little bit creamy. This is not very thick. Like, this is the thickest page, but the actual pages are not very thick. Most of the journals I have, the pages are thicker than this. And I have written on this, but I didn't like it, so I covered it up. But I did not notice any ghosting. This is not flimsy Dollar Tree paper by any means, but this is not some of the highest quality journals that I have as far as the paper goes. Now, the actual journal itself is one of the, I don't own a journal that is higher quality than this, so I guess it's okay to trade off on the paper. And so I do plan on putting like a map in the front and in the back. I'll just have to find one that, you know, works for me, but I do plan on covering these pages with maps because, like I said, this will be my travel journal. And then this page I'm just going to glue together because that's the irritating page of any journal that you ever own. And so over here, I do want to put like a quote about traveling. I do want to put my name here. This is a very old die cut from Gold Mine and Cocoa, and this is actually me. So I'm going to put something here like Tracy's Travel Journal or something like that as my name page. But I was just kind of going through all my stuff the other day, and I saw this die cut and I was like, oh my goodness, it's perfect for me to use here in this journal, and I love it so much. Like, so that's the only thing I've done to these pages. And then here I will be putting my wish list. These are on this side. I will put all of the places that I want to go here in the United States. And then on this side will be all the places that I want to go internationally. I'll create this page somehow, and I'll just kind of check off and put the dates that I went to each of those places. And then we have the next page, which are blank, and I am going to leave them this way. I'm not going to put anything on them at all, because when you open up the next page, ta-da, is where my travel journal actually begins with this first trip that we took to Italy. If you watched my travel vlog, then you would have seen this photo in the thumbnail, and we are missing one person from this photo. We're missing my nephew Jalen, but I will be putting photos of him in my feelings journal that I'm not sharing here online. But yeah, then what I did over here is I just took this page and just tore it in half and then ripped it out here from the seam, and I just simply put some running tape on the side here and to make this into an actual pocket. Then I came in and took some of the paper from the paper pack that I got from Amazon and just kind of covered that up with a sticker of the Italian flag that was also from that same paper pack. This is my everyday pencil case, I guess you could call it. It's from Gold Mine and Cocoa, and I just absolutely love this thing so much. So I do have in here the things that I use on a daily basis. I have my favorite ink pens, my favorite washi tape, some scissors, and a ruler. But I wanted to pull these two things out because these two things I'm going to leave in there, and these are a tape runner. This is not the best quality tape runner, so I don't know if I suggest it. I do plan on doing a little bit more research, but I feel like this glue stick is probably the best glue stick that I've ever used. It's Scotch brand, and it says wrinkle-free glue stick, and I just got it in a pack of 2, but now I definitely want to go back and get more because I used the heck out of this glue stick while I have been doing my journaling lately. And so I just wanted to show you the things that I use for this. So this has the tape runner on the side of this actual page, and then this side has the glue stick on it to stick it down and be firm. And so what I've done here is put in a little bit of the ephemera that I showed you from that bag of things that I had here. This is, whoa, a cloud went over. Here is the business card of the leather store that my sister got a leather jacket from. That's so stunning. It's ridiculous. It's lambskin, and you guys, she looked like a rock star in that jacket. I have 2 boarding passes that are in here. I have the receipt from when we went to the grocery store because she really wanted to make Thanksgiving dinner. And I have this is not from a restaurant. This is just like, I think, a name of one of their famous coffees, because this particular napkin was in several places that we went. But then I have 2 more napkins back here. This is from the place where we just love their dirty chai lattes. They were so good. And then this place, like I said, was a place where we had our gelato. It was just delicious. And then so while we were at the grocery store, the baskets were like they are in Aldi, and where you had to have, I thought, a coin, and we tried every euro that we had and nothing worked. And of course we don't speak the language, and my niece wasn't with us because she was in class, and we were trying to get like the people to help us, but we know no. I kept accidentally speaking Spanish and I was like, we just don't know. And so we were trying to ask this gentleman who was putting his basket in the cart, like, how do we do this? Like, what is it? And he didn't understand us, and he was an older gentleman, and he just shoved this token in my hand. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then we tried it, and it worked perfectly. And I've been saying so many prayers for that little gentleman, because I'm sure he was like, oh, stupid Americans, get out of the way. But he was so kind about it, and it worked for us, and we were able to do all of our shopping, which on my blog, you will see some of the grocery store that we went to. And so these are the things that I just have in here, just to show a little bit of ephemera of things that I gathered while I was on my trip. And then, like I said, this is the photo of us. This is one of the stickers from the Amazon pack. This little torn place where I hand wrote Florence, Italy, and the days that, this includes our travel days. And so this was just the whole time we were together. I just tore that from the excess that I had torn off here, so nothing special fancy there. And this red page is also from that Amazon pack that was just like this that I showed you earlier. This little sticker is from there as well. This photo I got printed at CVS, so that's what I was telling you about. You can also have your photos printed at CVS, and I used the glue stick to lay that down with as well. And so, you guys, I call myself making some waterfall pages of and trying to create the Italian flag with it. It's giving Christmas, however, I love it, and I'm not going to change it. So that's just how it is. But I wanted to show you how I use some of the ephemera that I had. So this is our boarding pass. I don't know why I particularly use this airline, because we did not enjoy this airline, Iberia. We did not enjoy it at all. We did not enjoy the Madrid airport at all. And so I'm not sure why I chose this little piece from this boarding pass to use, but I did. And here I have just some tape, some washi tape that I got from a brand on Amazon. There was just like a box that had like 8 travel washi tapes in it, so that's where that came from. This is my luggage tag that I got from American Airlines when we were leaving Florence, I think. Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. This is just one of my luggage tags. And so this is one of the die cuts. Hold on. Somehow the radio got louder. So this is just one of the die cuts from that sticker pack that I got from Amazon. And this was in that little sticker pack as well. It wasn't a sticker, it was just like one of the headings, I guess, on the top of or bottom of the page, and I just cut out the word Italy. Yo, when my luggage got to me, when we got to Florence, I saw my suitcase. Now, I've had this luggage for several years, but it was I had never seen it look this bad. And my initial reaction was like, what the heck happened? But then immediately I started laughing, I was smiling, I was like, girl, this is how your luggage is supposed to be. Look, you're supposed to be using your luggage. You have this great set of luggage that's always in the closet. It's supposed to be out here in these streets, okay? It's supposed to look rough. And so I just had to pull it to the side and take a photo of it because it was just so funny to me. And then this sticker was from that Amazon sticker pack as well. So these little stickers right here actually came from my Gold Mine and Cocoa Peyton trunk pieces. So some of you from the planner community know Gold Mine and Cocoa has all these great trunk pieces from Peyton, and I keep them here in this little folder that I got from Mini Rose Co., which I just love, and it's so perfect for this. And so there was a time when Gold Mine and Cocoa had a collection, if you will, called Girls Trip. And so because it was a fall vacation, where there was no beach and things like that, but I was able to pull some pieces from these trunk pieces to kind of put throughout this because they did have that travel theme. So whenever you see little stickers, I will point out it's from Gold Mine and Cocoa, and it's actually from these paint trunk pieces. Just little stickers to, I think, jazz up the actual page. Okay, I don't know what just got on here, but I will have to cover up that somehow. That just happened. It's okay. It's okay. I will cover it up somehow. Okay, so that is the first page. I haven't written on this because I don't want to share my thoughts online. So I wanted to film this today so I can do some writing in it. And because these stickers and ephemera took up so much real estate, I just use a piece of washi on the side so we can lift this up and I can write back here, because I did want this on the front page to write about the actual travel and what it took for us to get there, and how even though we got to the end and it was rough, we were still so happy to be together as a family. I really need to write about that. So that's what we'll just do the journal. I'm gonna have to somehow get over that. I'll get over it. And then on the next page, this is a couple of selfies I have with my niece, and I used the paper pack from the Amazon's pack to make like little frames for it. And this is from the die cut pack that I showed you. She didn't know I was coming. She knew her mom and her siblings were coming, but she didn't know I was coming. And I knew I was going to vlog the trip, but you know, there are several things that I've held back from the vlog just for us to have for ourselves. But I wanted to share her reaction to me being there. And you guys, in the moment, I was just so happy to surprise her. I was so happy to see her that I was just jumping up and down. Like, joy literally took over my body and I was jumping up and down. And I didn't even realize anything had happened until I went back and watched that footage. And I'm so glad I took that footage, because I had set the camera up to get the footage, and then I go, no, I don't want to share this. And then I go, well, yes, I do. I want it for me. And so I just was filming it for me. But then when I started editing it, I just like, no, I want to add this to the video because she is my sweet girl. She is just so precious to me. She's 21. And one of the things that I love about our relationship is that her mother has encouraged it. Like, my relationship with my niece is strictly because of my mother. My niece is my brother's child. So I call her mom my sister-in-law. You will hear me call her my sister-in-law, or Kim. You hear me say that. And so throughout Erica's entire life, her mother has fostered that relationship with us because she knew it was something I wanted, but I also didn't want to step on anybody's toes because they weren't together anymore. And it was just so many little nuances and dynamics into it, but she has always truly encouraged that relationship, and it means the world to me. And that face, oh my gosh, you guys, I love that sweet baby so much, so much. And so we turn here, we have our food pages. So this is what I was saying earlier when I was saying you could journal every single day. You can have one day per page, or you can kind of clump together experiences. And so on our food page, I had written some words here, but I didn't like the way it looked. I felt like my writing was too small. This area wasn't big enough for the food. And I really was talking about the food as far as my sister's allergies goes. She has several food allergies, and the kids were really concerned about her, but I wasn't. And they was kind of looking at me like, girl, my mama got food allergy. And I kept saying, this is not America. She's going to be fine. And they were like, you don't understand. And I'm like, no, this is not America. She's going to be fine. And she was fine. She was able to eat things in Italy that she is not able to eat here in the United States. And it was such a beautiful experience to watch her live fully without being worried until I started writing about it here. But I was like, no, I'm going to save that for my feelings journal, because even right now, about to tell you, there's a feeling that just happened in my stomach where I was just so happy for her to experience that freedom and also experience the beauty of the country through their cuisine. Oddly enough, I really didn't think about anything before this trip except how much money I needed. I just knew that when the opportunity presented itself for me to see my niece after I got over the initial reaction of it being 4 weeks before, that I didn't think about anything else. I just was like, I gotta get there. So I really didn't think about the food that much. It wasn't until we got there and Brad was talking about the food, I was like, oh, she gonna be fine. She'll be able to eat anything. And then it turned out that I actually found myself on a food tour. Yo, I was eating everything and it was amazing. I had some really great food. Earlier when I showed you the placemat, this is that piece of placemat from the first restaurant we went to, Pinta Bistro. And this is a piece of that yellow placemat that I showed you from the other restaurant. I'm not even gonna say the name because it was so bad, but I was told they have the best burgers in the city, but everything else was not giving. And so that's how I kind of made this page. And then this Pinta Bistro, we actually went twice. So I just put the card here, and I'm trying to cover up this with me because I don't have whiteout that will cover up. So I took just that page from that I made here with this. I just tore some of that and cut it out and put it over the words that I had written. This pizza, if I'm not this is the second meal that we had. I sent the picture of this to my cousin while I sent this picture to him like before I cut it. I was like, oh my gosh, this pizza is delicious. And he was like, oh yeah, I forgot pizza was Italian. It was so funny. But this pizza was so good. It was just, the flavors were so incredible. It had tons of garlic. It had some truffle oil on it, little pesto, some buffalo mozzarella, mushrooms, some Italian sausage. It was incredible. It was from Symbiosi Pizzeria. And so this little spaghetti sticker was on that paper pack I got from Amazon. This is my gelato. This little coffee cup I've just found in my sticker collection while I was making this journal. There were 2 coffee cups left on the sticker page, so I'm like, let me use these little coffee cups and I can throw away the sticker page. This is salmon pasta that we got from Bistro 74. We went to Bistro 74 twice. It was so good, y'all. That was so good. This is my sister and my niece tiramisu. I don't enjoy tiramisu, so I didn't have any. This is my salted caramel pancakes that I had at Symbiosi. So Symbiosi has a cafe, coffee shop, restaurant, plus a pizzeria. So this is where I got the dirty chai and salted caramel pancakes. They were playing Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion WAP on the radio in the morning while we were eating this. And it was the unedited version. I was like, I may belong in Italy. I may belong here because I'm getting my whole life with this food and this music. I'm having the time of my life. And then this is the limoncello spritzer that I had at Bistro 74. Was really good. I don't drink anymore. And I had 2 glasses of wine and this and I had limoncello after dinner because that's just what they serve you. And it was not great for me, so I'm gonna go back to not drinking at all. I was trying to do what Kim was doing with the food. I was just trying to try everything, but liquor, alcohol is just not my thing right now. But let me tell you something. If you go to Rome, get you some wine, okay? It was delicious when in Rome, you know? It was good, but it was just like, I just don't like the feeling that alcohol or wine gives me anymore, so I don't want to do it. And then this is, I can't remember the name of this restaurant, but it's just a tiny little coffee shop that has these incredible pastries, and this is an apricot jam croissant. We actually went 2 days in a row to eat that. It was just so stinking delicious. And then this is the sticker from Bistro 74. This is the card from Bistro 74, which I feel like is my favorite little Italian bistro. It was so good, and the man who worked there was just an absolute dream. He was so incredible. Of course, the staff were all Italian, but every time we went, the customers were all American, and it was just such an incredible, and it's not far from the Duomo, and it was just such a pretty place. It was just so special. And once again, this is when we had coffee, dirty chai lattes, and apricot croissants, apricot jam croissants. Listen, they were so good, I had to put it in here twice. I don't even know what to say about this steak dinner, except this is one of the most incredible steaks I've ever eaten. I accidentally ordered half a cow because I do not speak Italian. Fortunately, I was with my family, so I only ate like 2 strips. They helped me very, very much. The white beans and the potato were divine. This steak, I have just never had anything like it. And I'm going to use the word cheap. It was so much cheaper than it would have been here in the States. Like here in the States, this would have been easily $150, $200 meal, but it was $60 there. 68, maybe right at $70. And I was like, holy crap. I'm so happy it was inexpensive, but it was also so good. I had promised my nephew that we would have a steak dinner one day here in the States, and I was like, sir, does this count? He was laughing. I was like, yes, TT. I was like, okay, because wow. And so it was just a perfect meal. And this wine was a sticker from that pack that I got from Amazon. Then over here, we have some more gold mine and cocoa pieces. We have some from that sticker pack. We have another boarding pass. This is a picture of Kim and I, and this is a die cut from that die cut pack I was telling you about. And this is, to me, I'm gonna say that for me, this was the best day of the trip, and that's because even though my niece is there studying, the day that they went to, I'm going to use the English word, the American translation, the Academic Galleria, which is the museum where Michelangelo's David is. She was sick that day, so this whole time she's been in Florence, she's not seen David. So when she realized I was there, it was like she had thought of some places that she felt like I would like to go, that she was just going to tell me about when I saw her after she got back home from her semester. But since I was there, it was like her brain kind of like started saying things, and I asked her, I was like, how far away is, the museum where David is? And she was like, it's like a 9-minute walk. I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah. I was like, we're 9 minutes from David. And she's like, yeah. I was like, who going with me? Yeah, somebody got to go with me. I'll go by myself, but I don't want to. And everybody's like, And she's like, I'll go with you. I was like, you haven't seen him? She's like, no. I was like, do you want to? She's like, yes. You guys, so I bought our tickets and we went, and oh my God, I could never. It was magnificent, you guys. It was a magical day. It was a magical moment because I was with her. It was just the two of us, and we were appreciating it, and we were loving just being there together. And she was, so happy that we were all there to see her. And we were walking around looking at different things, different photos, and she was looking at everything from an artistic eye. I don't know if I told you she's studying to be an architect, and she was just looking at everything, and the things, she was just kind of breaking things down, and I could tell she was really getting into her groove in her bag. And then of course, it's a gallery, a museum that neither one of us has ever been in. And so we're just walking and talking and seeing so many things. And then we turned the corner and David was there. My breath caught. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. My breath caught. And I know you guys have seen 100 pictures of him and videos and books and so many things, but it was just a culmination of everything, being there with her and seeing this magnificent thing. And so she goes, TT, it's okay to cry. I won't judge you. I said, no, I'm okay. And then right when I was saying, no, I'm okay, it was like a lady behind me. And so she saw him probably like 5 seconds after I did. And she had the same experience where her breath caught and she just started sobbing uncontrollably. She could not stop crying. And my niece was like, see, TT, it's okay. No one's judging her. I was like, no, I'm okay. And so we got to see Michelangelo's David. And it's just a dream that I never had, right? But then to see it, I was like, I could not believe the moments that I was with her in Florence, seeing this just utter masterpiece. It was so beautiful. So this is my niece standing there looking at one of the art pieces, and I was actually vlogging, so I was taking video footage of her, and I was like, don't move. And she's like, okay. And so I kind of just snapshot this out of the video that I took of her. And I'm trying to get it colored right because I want to get this blown up into an 8x10 and put it in my home. So I've got to figure out a way to do that, and I got to figure out a way to color it. But I used the paper pack to make framing and a border around her. I used this Gold Mining Cocoa doll because I felt like it went really well with the aesthetic of the whole journal, of these journal pages, as well as my niece's hair was in, I think they're called butterfly locks. And so I felt like these locks on this lady were, pretty similar. This is the actual ticket that I use. And so I use this little piece of washi tape that says fragile, handle with care, for more than one reason. One of the reasons because I want to always be mindful that my niece, even though she's growing up, she's still my girl. She's still my baby. And I just always want to handle her with love and kindness and care. And not just her, but all of, my nieces and nephews. But she and I have been having some really intense and beautiful conversations lately. And I just always want to remember that of her. And I have this here because, okay, so y'all know Michelangelo's David is naked. So if that bothers you, just warning, we finna peekaboo, okay? So if you have children in the room or something, cover their eyes or something, because we finna peekaboo. We finna peekaboo David. And so I thought that this was so funny that I put this little ticket right over him as peekaboo. And so one of the things that happened, we were standing there looking at him, and I'm just in awe of the details, you guys. It's the details. And my niece goes, he's not circumcised. I was like, no, he's not. And I thought that was so funny. So I put that little quote from her, he's not circumcised. And then I just put down here, best day ever, because honestly, you guys, it was. And so this picture of David I took, I also used some border to take that picture as for that picture as well. And then here I just used some more of that red paper, a big sticker of Italy, and some die cuts from that pack. You guys, that is my travel journal for beginning of a brand new journal. My family and I had such an incredible time. I just loved every split second of it, and I really hope you enjoyed going through my travel journal with me. If you guys have a travel journal and you have a YouTube channel here, please tag me in it. I would love so many more ideas. If you guys came up with any other ideas or things you feel like I could do to make this even much more fun for me, please let me know in the comments. And let me know, have you gone to Italy? Is it on your list? What other countries are on your list? I would just love to hear from you in the comment section. I appreciate you guys sticking out with me, hang with me all this time to see this. I hope this video inspired you to get out a little bit more and travel and to document your life, document your life, document your life. I appreciate you so much. I really pray that you're taking care of yourself, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, beautiful.